What is up, guys? I think we are just about live on all platforms here. Let's give this another second here. Yeah, I think we're just about good. Let me see. I'll give everyone a couple minutes here to join as well. Give me one sec here. Getting all set up. Gonna give everyone just a moment to join in here. Yeah, tonight's live stream, technical issues. I wasn't able to get it going on Instagram. So this is just a YouTube specific live stream. But anyone watching this, let me know how you guys are doing, how you guys have been. Just making sure that we're all good again on all platforms here. But yeah, tonight, basically, if you guys are new, joining us for the first time, for the next hour, we're going to be reviewing and reacting to songs that you guys have made. This is something that we do usually every other week or so on the YouTube channel here. I've already got a handful of submissions, but if you guys do want to submit any songs that you guys have made, there is a link in the top of the description there. I'm also going to just post this real quick in the live chat here. Let me get this going. Give me one sec here just to get out the link. One sec here, guys. Yeah, so sorry about that. If you guys have any songs that you guys want to submit, there is a link in the description, as well as just pinned it there in the chat. Let me just get this going here. I'm still figuring out some of these changes on this YouTube setup that we've done. It's pretty fun doing YouTube like this, but yeah. Just want to get this. Okay. Yeah, as I was saying, there's a link there right in the top of the chat. What's good, Firewolf? There's a link to submit your song in the chat right there. It's also in the description. Like I said, I have a handful of song submissions already that we got that I'm really excited to go through. But I always like to react and review songs from you guys who are here, just because I think it's fun to react to your stuff while you're here. Everyone can kind of participate in the chat as well. So if you guys have submitted a song, just let me know in the chat. That way I can kind of bump you ahead in the queue. And just two other things that I wanted to mention before we get started here, because I'm really excited to listen to everything. If anything ever looks off audio, video wise, definitely let me know. Just post a comment there. I'm kind of always checking in on it too, just to make sure that we're all good. But I did want to mention one other thing too, this kind of new thing that we have. We're building this playlist right now over on SoundCloud, lalal.ai community hits. We want this to be a place where we showcase songs from members of our community. So I know that often, songs from you guys get shared through these live streams, but week to week, as the live stream kind of passes, I know that, I don't know, I always feel like I want to go back and listen to songs that you guys have made, just kind of listen to them again and again and have everything in this one place. So if you guys have any songs that you want us to add to this playlist and they're over on SoundCloud, hit the link in the description to this playlist as well. Or actually, if you hit the link in the description, it'll take you to this form where you can submit your track over on SoundCloud or upload it here. We're really looking for creators who have used lalal.ai, but if you guys have any songs that you want us to add to this playlist to kind of help you grow them, share them with our audience, and again, just kind of further be involved in the lalal.ai community, that link is just in the description here to submit your song to add it to our playlist, which, yeah, that's something that we are pretty excited about. And like I said, I'm always going back into, these live streams and want to listen to songs that you guys have made just more and more often. And I do know that, yeah, I don't know, some of these songs and these that you guys submit are like some of my favorite songs I listen to just weeks and weeks later. But anyways, let's get into some of these reviews here. I see the one from Firewolf that I'm stoked to listen to. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm excited to dive in here. So let's listen. We had a few kind of queued up, but I'm gonna listen to that one from Firewolf in a couple of seconds here. I'll do that one next. I was gonna check out this one here first, or this one. Actually, let me load up this one here first. All right, this one is called "Down for Love" Flip by Aiden's Mind. I'm excited to check out this one. I'm feeling this. This is a cool track. You know what? It's not too complex at all. I mean, I feel like in terms of production elements, it's fairly. I feel like it's fairly simple. I mean, just basic, kind of drum pattern and sample. I think the real magic just comes with the concept and the sample flip of this. Yeah, I don't know the original sample, but I love the kind of hints of like vocal, patterns through this. Like that. Sick. I love how it's just not like the same kind of like 4-bar loop over and over. I love all these different kind of like A sections, B sections, etc. I also don't know if my microphone is loud enough here. Can I turn it up a little bit? I don't know if that's clipping a little bit. Like vocal, okay, we'll keep it like that. I'm guessing this guitar is in addition and not in the original flip, just because the sample's playing in the background. Yeah, I wonder if that's like a is that in, I'm wondering if that's in the sample, or if that's something that Aiden's Mind added the guitar over top. Yeah, I love that. You know, one of my favorite things about like adding vocal samples in like my beats or anything that, I listen to with vocal samples, I feel like adding these kind of abstract vocal samples or little phrases or chops, like from a producer perspective of someone who's like trying to get artists to rap and sing over my beats, I feel like I always love adding vocal samples because it kind of gives me like an idea of I feel like it could give the artist like an idea of a lyric or a chorus idea or a melody or something like that, right? Like maybe if an artist were to, rap or sing over this, I feel like those vocal kind of chops and patterns could give them an idea for a lyric to then base the whole song around. And that's kind of like something that I'm always trying to do, like when it comes to beats that I make for artists to use. It's like I always want to give them basically an idea kind of right away. Like I feel like anyone who's trying to like sell beats or like just even work with an artist, like if you can give an artist an idea and spark an emotion or a lyric or a connection or something with them through music, like they're gonna be hooked on that beat because they're already gonna have all the idea for it. But yeah, that's sick. I want to just go back to the intro here for one sec. I love this intro too, because I was like, I don't know where this is going with this. And it just goes in. I don't know. You know what? I feel like sometimes, like with, you know, when I feel like one comment that I often have when reviewing these tracks is I always love, you know, telling artists that sometimes I feel like, you know, more things should be added to a lot of beats that I hear. You know, like transition sounds, kind of build up, stuff like that. I love like the overall simplicity of this track though. I feel like it's just a good groove. Like I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like you could have done a lot. Like you could have, you know, added more bass, you know, a stronger bass line, synths, all this stuff. But like, I just feel like the simplicity of it, like you got this groove and you just run with it. That's what I think I love about this. Yeah, I love those little like vocal things. I'm curious what the sample is. I'll have to kind of dig that up. But that's that one is sick. I love that one. All right, I'm gonna check out this one here. New one from Firewolf, Dark Roads alternate version. And Firewolf is again an awesome member of our community here, so I'm excited to hear his stuff. I think the one that we listened to last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever in the last live stream, I remember the synths were crazy. So okay. 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 Ooh, okay. I think mix is really good. There's a lot of things that I really like with this, but I'm gonna vibe to it for a little bit. Wow. I want to hear this. I want to hear where this is going for 1 sec. Yeah, jeez. Okay, initial thoughts off the. I really like this one, man. This is a really cool track. I love how just chill this is. I love how chill this track is. I feel like the mix is really good. I really love the synths you're using, man. What, if you don't mind like me asking, like what plugins are you using for this? Because this is like, they sound really clean. I really love and the sound selection is awesome. I feel like the claps are like a little bit too high. That's kind of like the only thing I kind of noticed when the claps came in. Like the first thing I noticed was that they felt a little bit like loud compared to everything else. But I like the kicks. I love the kind of percussion. I think that my favorite part of this though, and I'm going to come back to this kind of 140 mark. In the beginning, I heard it especially. I don't know if it was like, you know, really long tail reverb or you had some kind of like ambient pad there. But whatever that kind of like yeah, the reverb type of layer, especially in the beginning here, I really, really liked. I guess that synth, and then it just goes on for a while, right? Like, man. Yeah, like, I feel like the claps are a little bit high there. But, like, this synth sound here, if this is like I said, either a synth with, like, I'm guessing a ton of, like, reverb, or if you have, like, another kind of reverb ambient pad there, whatever this is in, like, the first, like, 10 seconds, I'm, like, hooked on that. Like, man, that that just takes me to somewhere else. I really like that. And I really love that melody too. Jeez. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, jeez, I really like that. It's an ambience pad. That's wicked, man. I love adding like ambient pads like in all my stuff, but like that is like top tier ambient pad. I really love that. I'm gonna go back here. Synth chords here are like really, really good too. I love the kind of depth in them. And yeah, great bass line too. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, geez. I mean, I can't get over the mix in that. Like, the mix is. I'd love to know like what mixing plugins you're using too, and in addition to like some of these VSTs and the with the bass, because it's really good. I really really like this. I love like how kind of deep and intense it got, but again, I just can't stop thinking about this beginning part. Like I love it's so light and airy and like heavenly, like yeah, I really really enjoy that. All right, I'm gonna get this next one here in just one sec, guys. Just gonna throw this on mute one sec. Yeah, 1 second here, guys. Just making a quick adjustment to an audio setting. 1 sec. All right, should be back now. Yeah, that ambient, I am obsessed with that. Jeez, that gives me a lot of ideas for my own stuff that I want to make. And yeah, dude, thank you again for always being in this live stream too. Always appreciate your support here, and just always get to listen to your stuff. All right, next one we're gonna listen to here. So, Last Man on Earth. I'm excited for this one. This one is by Lemon, who is in the chat here, and has become a really great member of our community here at lalal.ai too. We had an interview, with them on the channel that you guys can check out. Just picking their brain as new artist releasing songs. I learned a whole lot. It was great. Just a great conversation. And Lemon and I have been working for a while on, a handful of different songs. And this one, Last Man on Earth, this was a really fun one to make. So I'm going to play it for a little bit and then, yeah, kind of pause, give you guys some commentary, but also curious to see what you guys think too. And you'll notice here, okay, I know 5 seconds in, I'm pausing it already here. Yeah, this again, stuff that I love adding in my beats just to kind of fill them out, kind of paint the scene, the atmosphere, the picture, of the track. I love doing like, again, ambient pads, soundscapes, a bunch of things with like reverb and little motions and textures and stuff. Like all that ear candy is stuff that I've really been just really been enjoying. And when I hear them in other songs too, that's why I get kind of so hyped. But yeah, 5 seconds in, that was one thing that I really loved how he added in this one. Let me rewind this here, but yeah. Okay, I know I gotta pause again because that was one thing that I was so happy that we got to make in this one, was just like basically building that soundscape, right? Building that atmosphere, setting that tone was one thing that like I really remember paying attention to with this one. With the track being called Last Man on Earth, I remember the first time I heard it was like, I don't know, I just wanted to paint this picture of like the world around you and kind of contradictory, but I wanted to add these like vocal, like, clips of like people talking, right? Almost talking in your ear, kind of like reminiscent of people being around you and stuff. I don't know, I just like, I really wanted to, like, as someone heard it, I wanted them to just like be immersed in this song. And I remember, I'll have to pull up one of like it would be neat to like pull up one of the project files one time, but like I know with this one we had so many layers in this one, as we do with like a lot of the songs that we work on. But with this one, I remember there were like a lot of different layers. Like we had the chords that were kind of filtered. We had like that kind of vocal chatter line. We had a couple different reverbs that kind of swell in and delay and echo and all this stuff around it. But yeah, all this stuff was like so fun to just keep like adding more stuff on. I'm gonna back it up, play it once more, let it play more than 15 seconds without pausing it here.
Stone cold sober, feel so wise. Played those games to lose the prize. This road of purpose, what is life? Alright, it's mine. All these first impressions bore themselves to endings. No more second chances. I'm burnt out, broke down at the beginning. Guess you could say I'm a warrior, not so afraid, but I don't wanna get hurt.
Yeah, I love that melody. All the layering is so good, but that melody is like, it's so deep. I love that.
No more saving face as a warrior, spending my days like I'm the last man on earth. First it comes rust, then it comes trust. You're falling in love, I'm forgiving myself. Hey, hey, finding my way while I'm spending my days as the last man. Stumble through
Okay, I gotta pause it here because, man, yeah, I almost forgot how much fun this one was working on. What was cool about this one, and some of the other ones that I know, like Lemon and I, we work on, it's like I feel like these songs are a mix of a lot of different genres. And I remember like when we were working on ideas for this one, we didn't know if we wanted to go like in a pop direction or like a rock direction. And there's a few things that we did that kind of like blend these different genres together, right? We have in the beginning, you have this kind of like, I don't know, kind of like pop, like almost like a retro pop type of thing with like these analog style chords, some drums, some like little like 808 percussions type of thing. And then in like the like pre-hook section, we bring in these rock drums. And I remember like the chorus, having this kind of like drum pattern that was kind of inspired by like, future house and garage, and, Fred again, who's been a big inspiration of mine. And it was so cool to like, put all these elements of genres that I like in this song and kind of tie everything together, right? So here's like the rock part, all these kind of like filtered like surf rock drums. And then you have like the shakers and the kind of percussions that have all the swing. Like that's taken like from like garage and K-pop and electronic and UK house type stuff. And then you have kind of the open hats that are again like garage, house, electronic influence. Stumble through the chaos of a silent dark. All my bruises gone, but I still wear the scars. This path you grew to know, you'll never cross the start. What for? It's mine, not yours. All these first impressions bore themselves through endings, and no more second chance. Oh, and yeah, okay, I'm gonna play this again and rewind it. Okay, so there's one thing that I wanted to pinpoint here, because I feel like another thing that I often, mention when I'm listening to a lot of songs, and I feel like I've mentioned this in a handful of songs on the live stream here. I feel like adding depth into, songs goes so far, right? For example, if you have a song and you're a vocalist and you're just recording one vocal line through, your entire 2-3 minute song, I feel like after a while it can just get a little bit kind of repetitive, right? If you're just having that one vocal line. I always think it's so good when artists record like a bunch of different, vocal layers, and it adds depth and stuff. And it's stuff that like you might not even notice when you're listening to it, because if you're just focused on that lead vocal line. But going back here just a couple seconds. So I love the vocals, like the kind of elongated vocals that kind of are just like long, like oohs and ahs that just kind of like sit in the background, but it builds this, depth, right? All the depth is so good. I want to keep playing this again, but I just want to see this question here. Omito, do you speak on how you start arranging a new beat when you're handed an eclectic project? How can other producers get creative when tasked with creating these hybrid genres? Yeah, so I mean, arranging a beat whenever I'm handed a project, like I know with these ones and songs I've worked with in the past, like usually an artist, I feel like always has like an idea. Oftentimes, from a personal experience or an anecdote that they want to share. I'm always just like so honored that artists, share those moments with me, and trust me, to help bringing that vision, into something, more solidified. So yeah, the first thing I always do is like get as much information of the artist as I can, and try and put myself in the artist's shoes, see their perspective type of thing. See what they're liking sonically, what they like, as inspiration and stuff like that. And then I always like to kind of add, my own stuff as well. So like whenever I'm first tasked with, a project from an artist, I usually start by putting together, and as you know, like a couple of different things to test, because I feel like it might not be something that we get on the first try, and it might take, a couple of different ideas thrown out there. But I always love doing that because I like to see what works, right? Like we could have made this song into, a rock song with like the rock drums, but maybe it didn't fit for everything. So we take those rock drums and we find a different place if we really like them. So I always just love like trying and testing a bunch of different things like that. And also too, because I know that just like, even though I think I have, good ideas, I know it's not, other people are going to have better ideas, right? Or if I have an idea, maybe it gives the artist an idea to go in a different direction. So I really just love like the collaboration aspect like that. But yeah, I think I'm always trying to think what I could say like in more solid terms of like production about how I go about making these genres. I think a lot of it, I'm trying to think like how to obviously put like music into words. Sometimes I just, for me personally, when it comes to producing and even, my own songs, again, I like to listen to a lot of different genres of music, like, in my, personal just life, my day-to-day life. Just because I feel like there's a lot of different genres with a lot of really good things out there that if I was just listening to hip hop or rap or EDM, I wouldn't have these different perspectives and ideas that I would have got from listening to different genres. So like I'm always like on Spotify trying to look for some new type of music to listen to that I didn't previously know about, right? And I mean, like I was saying, like with the drums in the chorus, the kind of like garage drums, like that's kind of this like UK house subgenre type of thing of like electronic music, and they have a lot of really cool like production elements, but a lot of it is really cool with like the drums and the shakers and how it's kind of got that groove and got that swing to it. And, I know Fred again, has done that on a few songs of his, but I love going into like that subgenre and listening to it and being like, oh, that's really like interesting. I like that. What can I do about that, right? With the ambient like soundscapes, like 1975 is a band that they have been doing a lot of that stuff, but there's a lot of like other artists that I really like. Bonobo, Tycho does a lot of really good stuff with like reverb, and he's an electronic kind of experimental producer, kind of post rock stuff. So I'm always just trying to look for like different genres out there, like even like pop and K-pop and electronic too. Just, I don't know. I like to think that like the music that I make, I want it to appeal to a lot of different people, just because I like listening to so many different things. And like I said, I think it's another thing too that just kind of like keeps my ideas fresh, right? Keeps me seeing what else is out there, and just giving me brand new ideas that I can take back and put into something like this. So I don't know, long-winded answer, but that's just something I'm always trying to think of whenever it comes to making like any song I'm working on. I think the one thing, the other one thing that I want to just add on with that is any song that I'm working on as a producer, I always want it to be a reflection of myself too. Like I've worked on songs before that like artists will say like, oh, make, this very specific thing. And even though like technically I can do it, I always want to put like, I don't know, just stuff that I like and, emotions that I want to share through music. So I love making like upbeat stuff, energetic, bright, fun, a lot of movement, because that's like what I feel like I am as a person, even a step back from a producer. So like getting the chance to do that just even further like excites me and wants me to make like the best songs I can make. And then it's hard not to get like more and more excited when I hear vocals like this too. Like the vocals on this, you absolutely like just it took to the next level. So it's like when I hear that, too, I'm just like more and more excited. I'm like, oh, this is really, really something crazy. Because on its own, I don't know, it's just a beat on its own. I feel like this song wouldn't be what it was without the concept, the lyrics, the vocals from yourself. So, it's that collaboration aspect. But again, just working with really good artists, who let me be me, but also give me that creative energy and spark and ideas and support. Just helps me out a lot. But it really is the collaboration effort, because at the end of the day, this would have just been an instrumental song, right? And when I'm listening to it now, I'm mostly drawn to the vocals. Like that's what even though I get hyped about everything that I worked on with this beat, it's still the vocals that are like just top of focus for me.
Right wrongs, if you never forget. Don't get me wrong, we knew this time would come. When growing up and moving on would yield this pain to end up strong. I hope you're happy where you belong. Guess you could say I'm a warrior, not so afraid, but I don't wanna get hurt. And no more saving face as a warrior, spending my days like I'm the last man on earth. First it comes lust, then it comes trust. We're falling in love, I'm forgiving myself. Finding my way while I'm spending my days as the last man on earth.
Yeah, I love that, man. Even like I know right to the end, right? And that's one of the things that I love about this is like, how thorough you made sure that we captured the the story that you wanted to share with it. Like even the last man on earth. I remember, you mentioned just like cutting it off like that and just like stopping, like this abrupt ending. Like all these little things like really just I think paint the picture of what the song was. So yeah, that one was so much fun to work on. I'm gonna check out this next one here. I think this one just came in. Swamp Trimmer, Spine of a Cloud. So let's check this out here. Okay. Yeah, okay, this is kind of neat. Ooh, okay, hang on. Yeah, this is interesting. I like this. I was gonna say like, I love the drums, the kind of dusty hip hop drums. With the sample, it kind of reminded me of like those Adult Swim bumps and stuff. I know there was this like era of YouTube where a lot of producers were making it, but it's kind of like it kind of reminded me of like MF Doom stuff, a little bit of like Jay Dilla stuff, but then now it's like kind of switching to this like electronic aspect with this like electronic bass line. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, and there's like that kind of low synth melody bass and then like a sub bass or an 808 there. It's kind of a neat track. Ooh, okay. yeah, I don't know. I think one thing that I really like about this is like I don't know what's gonna come next, right? It's kind of very uh that's what I'm looking for. Like it's exciting to listen to. It's engaging to listen to. And I do like the mix. Like I feel like that this one is like, you know, you have like the dusty hip hop drums, but then you have this, you know, very synthetic 808 that is, you know, just booming in the low end. And like that kind of either guitar or like sitar or whatever it is. And then the whistle, like there's a lot of elements that I feel like wouldn't like people wouldn't really think to blend together like this, which is I think one thing that like is making this like really unique. Nice, great use of panning too. Ooh, okay. That's cool. I really love that synth chord there. That synth pad. Yeah, that's cool. I love how it just like flows, right? Nice. No, I'm really liking this. Like, I love all the different sections. I can now kind of like picture where like, you know, verse, chorus, kind of pre-chorus is. I think the only suggestion I would have like up into this, and this is just kind of like my idea, my, you know, comment here would be like with the drum break that you have. I think it's like mostly, and I'll see, you know, where the rest of the track goes, but I feel like it's the drum pattern has been the same, you know, 2-4 bar loop. I feel like it would be interesting to bring like, I think you had some different percussive elements, but you have so many different variations with like the production and elements like that. But I feel like the drum line is just really consistent, right? Yeah, I don't know. I would just kind of like keep that in mind, right? Like, how can we switch up the drums a little bit? You know, bring in an additional snare for the chorus, or you know, a couple of other just minor things too. I feel like could help the drum pattern be, you know, almost on par with the all like the other production elements. Okay. Oh, hang on. And then, of course, there we go. It switches anyway, so all my comments just don't even matter anyways. Hang on, where was that? But it's a vibe. Like, I feel like in this part, I'm just like, I'm getting lost in this part. Nice. Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay. Nice. Okay. Yeah, okay. First off, anything that I was just talking about with, you know, the drums not being as entertaining, as engaging, you completely switched it. I do feel like it could have kind of came in like a little bit of drum variations a little bit sooner. I do think you had like a little bit of like percussion additions in the chorus, but like for that first like 3-ish minutes, I think like maybe a different couple of drum segments might have helped. One thing that I think was really cool was you have that one like, you know, first half of the beat, and then now I guess the second half, there was this like 4 bar section. I'm gonna try and back it up here, where you kind of bridge it. And let me see, which I think is really really cool. I've been listening to the recent album by The Weeknd. He has like all these crazy transitions, and it's really really interesting to see. And it's something that I've never done, but I have just like a whole new respect for that. Like this part here. Like this is like, yeah, that part there, that kind of transition bridge section, I really really like that. And that bass is crazy too. Wow. Ooh. This is cool. This is a cool song. Nice. That bass, I can't get over that bass. That kind of just deep like bass. But I love these atmospheric elements as well. Yeah, this is really neat. I like this. Kind of goes with the whole like soundscape elements that there's been kind of a theme in this live stream. Yeah, I love this part here. Jeez, this is pretty sick. I gotta see for stuff. I don't know. I listen to a lot of stuff on Spotify, not as much on Bandcamp. Maybe I gotta get this one. I love just like, I don't know, like trip hop or like electronic hip hop, whatever you call this genre. You know, I was saying like Tycho and Bonobo, if you've heard of them, they're guys who are kind of pretty big in this space. I love what they do with like, you know, stuff like this, because I feel like there's all these kind of samples and different layers. And what I love about it is that like, I feel like it's kind of abstract, where there's a few things going on, but like people can kind of like draw their attention to specific things, right? Which I think is really, really cool. Like there's like these, it sounds like little like ambient vocals kind of. Like different samples, but I really like this. Yeah, perfect. And then you keep building it. Yeah, I really like this section here. It's really cool. Yeah, this is crazy, geez. Okay, nice. Okay, good bass there. Good 808 too. I like this. Wow, this is crazy, man. One thing I love about this is just like how unique it is. Like I was saying, like it reminded me, you know, of a little bit of production elements from like Bonobo especially, but like this track is like super unique. And now I love like bringing in the trap drums too. It's really good mix too. crazy, man. Yeah, jeez. That song just takes you on a whole journey. I've never made. I've always wanted to make something like that. That kind of like inspires me a lot. But that's wicked. I gotta check out some of these other ones from you too. But yeah, that was a journey. That track, I really loved it. I mean, I love the way you built it. The creativity is just on a whole other level. But that's a wicked song. I mean, these all these songs, you know, the ones that we listened to in tonight's live stream were really. I love all these songs, honestly. I'm going to be wrapping up the live stream here, guys. I mean, thank you guys so much for joining. Before I wrap up this live stream, I do want to mention once more that we are currently building a lalal.ai community hits playlist on SoundCloud. We want to share some songs from the community. I know that we often, you know, share the songs through these live streams, but we definitely want to kind of build out a place where you know, we can kind of showcase songs in a little bit more, you know, just something that people can continuously go back to, right? I was saying in the beginning here that like sometimes I you know, hear these songs from the live stream and then I want to listen to them again, so I have to kind of go back in the live stream and find it. But we really want to kind of build this community playlist. We do want to feature, you know, songs from definitely our you know, community here, but especially if you guys have made songs using lalal.ai. So if you guys have, you know, split samples with lalal.ai or done stuff with, you know, vocals through lalal.ai, if you guys click the link just in the chat there or in the description, it'll take you over to this kind of form that you can fill out. You can upload your song. You know, you can tell us how, you know, you use lalal.ai, kind of the inspiration from it. And again, we really just want to, you know, share more songs from you guys. And if you guys have used lalal.ai, which I know a handful of you guys watching this, you know, uses it in some really cool ways in your production. But yeah, just if you've used it, let us know because we want to help you push the song a little bit more. But yeah, that link is going to be in the description right there. You guys can check out all that information. Thank you guys again for joining the live streams. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be doing some probably within, you know, 2-ish weeks. Usually is when we do these, but just if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching and being here. This was a lot of fun, and I'm stoked to see what you guys bring in the next